Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube video. Today, I'd like to show you how you can interpret the survey results when you import in your SPSS. And procedure is very important when you interpret the survey result. So I hope this can help you. So when you see the SurveyMonkey or other Qualtrics or other platform, you can see the one scale variable, for instance, employee performance, that is constructed with the different questions. So you can see normally there is 18 questions, and then this scale variable was adapted from the already used in another research. So the Cronbach alpha and also the reliability is assured. So it's better to use the scale variable when it's recognized in another research. So you can see the employee performance, how can be measured. The first question, I manage my time well while working. Okay, always. The person who will have the high performance of work, he will say, or I or always. I consistently meet the expectations associated with my role. Yes, always. I strive to produce work that meets a high standard. Yes. I organize my tasks to ensure timely completion always. I handle my assigned duties independently. Yes. I proactively address work-related needs without being prompted. Yes. I offer assistance to coworkers when appropriate. I always. I play an active role in a collaborative work effort. I consider organizational priorities when performing my job. I communicate effectively with coworkers. Yes. I adapt well when changes occur at work. Okay. Distraction interfere with my work. Okay. Let's see from this question. What do you think? The person is a high performance of work. He will say not always. He will say maybe sometimes or regularly or sometimes, but not always. So this question you can see that is negatively formulated. So you can see that this kind of the negatively formulated, we should not take the face value of the what is answered. Of course, he will not say always like the other questions. He will say more about the opposite, seldom or sometimes. I postpone tasks that should be completed. Of course, this is negatively formulated, so it will be the one over two, not always. I focus on minor problems more than necessary at work. That is also. I sometimes reduce my effort below expected levels. That is also negatively formed. I waste time during work hours. That is also negatively formed. I find excuses to avoid a certain task. That is, of course, negatively formed. I complete my work task efficiently. Now it's a positively formulated. So you will say it already. So now you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. 6 questions in among 18 questions, they are negatively formed. So when you receive your result, and then that is uploaded in your SPSS, you can see that that is ID. So there is a participants numbers. Always it's good to put this ID variable that is not used for your research, but it's very practical to have this column whenever you need to assort it ascending or descending. You can just manipulate this variable. So it's very useful. So don't forget to put your ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 people, and then one question until the 18 questions. Yeah, here. So that is the scale variable. And then we saw that from the 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, these questions are negatively formulated. So whenever you see the answer, that should not the face value of the 4. That should be reversed. That should be reversed. So from the 12 until 17, you have to reverse this value to opposite, because you see that that is negatively formed. So how can you do that? You can go to the transform, and then you say the recode into different variables. This I recommend that way, because when you do the recording to the same variable, your previous variables will be erased. So you cannot compare to verify if that is correctly reversed. So it's better to create another column recording to different variables. You can verify after doing this process. if everything is correctly reversed. So this one, and then you will put that variable from the 12 and then here, and then you will to give the name like reversed, and then 12. Okay, reverse the you can say also just reverse the 12, but when you put the underscore, you can put the space. So reverse the item 12, but it's better to say the reverse to 12. Let's say the reverse 12, and the label is the same. Now you can put the reversed and then with the space. It's okay. But about the name, you should not put the space, but you can put the underscore. So we can just align the same way. So change, and then you go to the old and the new value. Now the old value was what? The 5. It was the average. And now if somebody say the average, it will go to the new value number 1 because we have to reverse the value. And then you can add that. And then if somebody said about the 4, and then you will reverse that order is a 2. And then if somebody said the 3, and there will be no change, you can put the 3. And then if somebody answered the then negatively formed question 2, and it will be the 4. And then it will be the 1. Oh, sorry. So there is 2. So this one should be added. Yes. And then it should, somebody said the 1. And that means that in fact there is 5. So you can do that. Now, let's assume you have some missing values. So in that case, system missing and then system missing, you have to add because that is exactly will be the same from the old and the new value. And then you do continue and then you do the OK. So when you do the OK, because I already created, I will show you. When you do the OK, and then you will see that in your column, you have this column is created, reversed 12. So when you go to the variable view, you can see also here the reversed 12. I didn't change the name, but that is the same what I just showed you the process. And you can put the decimal point is 2 or 0. So when you go to the 2, here you can see that. But if we want to, I don't need any decimal value. You will do that is a 0. Okay. And then this one, and then this one, you can just copy and then here paste, and then everything will be the 0. So when you create the other reversed value, you can do that as the same with the no decimal points if we want. Okay, so that is the how. So that way, I created the 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Because 18, we will use the what is already existed here. So that you don't need to reverse because it's already the positively formulated. So now how you can obtain the total performance. That is about the mean value, and this is about the total score. So that I said total, but in fact there is a mean value. So how you can do that? Transform. Now you can go to the not this report, compute variables, and you will say the total. You can say the performance. Okay. Yeah. So now you can do that here. When you want to when you want the mean score, you will go to the mean. Here you can go to the mean. Yeah, it's a mean, and then you will upload this and then mean. Now they show how the formulation should be. So here the first one uh you put the number 1 here, and then number 2. I mean the second one is just performance variable 2, and then the comma, and then the 3 comma, and then the 4 comma. I know this is a very tedious process, but you have to be very careful not to lose any consistency because if not, they will not calculate. X, and then 7, okay, and then 8, yes, and then 9, yeah, be careful, 9, and then 10, yes, and then 11, yes. Now be careful, not the Q12. You have to go to the reversed one, this one. and then now reverse the 13, yeah, and then reverse to 14, okay, and then reverse to 15, yes, reverse to 16, yes, and then reverse to 17, yes, and then you should go to the normal 18. Okay, now everything is done. And then you can just hit the OK, and then that will calculate the this one. So mean score, because you wanted the mean score. But if you want to calculate the total score, I suggest this way. The total score, you see, there is total score. I suggest this way. You go to transform and then compute variables. And then we did everything, but I think that we erased. So here you say the total performance. So that is the same, but the performance, but it will not calculate the mean. So we can say that like the one. Okay, so that will calculate the total score, not the mean score. In that case, you can put that is now here the first the mean. I will show you how you can calculate that. That is a more recommended way. So you will put the mean, okay, you put that, and then the same way you will put the everything is there. Yeah, let's do the, just the several things I will show you. You put the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then the 16, and then you will no, sorry, the until 11 12, and then until 18 this one. Yeah, so let's just put the reverse the 12, yeah, and then reverse the 13. Okay, and then you can put that, and then let's continue with the other one is a 14, yeah, and then you continue until the 18. Let's assume that, yeah, and then you will multiply by how many questions? 18. Why you do this? Because sometimes it can be no answer. So when you calculate by this formula, the SPSS will calculate the first every 18 question and then divide by 18, so the mean score, even though there is a 0, and then that will be multiplied by 18. So that avoid that kind of the eliminate the 0 score. Everything will be calculated in the with the mean score first, and then you will multiply by the how many questions. So when you hit the key OK here, and then that will go to the here. So 68, 80, 83, 82. So that is the way how I showed you. That is the way of to obtain the total score. Instead of the enumerate every variable, you just first obtain the average score of the 18 and then multiply by 18. Okay, so this is for our session today about how you can reverse the variable, the negatively formulated to the positively formulated, and also the how you can calculate the mean score and the total score in some special formula. Thank you so much for watching the video. And next time also I can come with another issue so that can be helpful for you, I hope. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.